A major shakeup tonight at 10 in one of the largest prosecutorial offices in the entire country.
Maricopa County Attorney Allister Adel stepping down effective this Friday. She made headlines back in 2019 as the first woman to serve in the position, but the headlines not so positive ever since.
Including the latest 180 misdemeanor cases dropped because of failures in her office. Tonight we have team coverage of the big story. Ashley Paredes speaking with victims of one of those dropped cases, and we're answering the big question: what happens next at the county attorney's office?
But we begin with Jordan Bonnke. And Jordan, those dropped cases certainly a big issue, but far from the only thing leading to this resignation.
Yeah, a stint in rehab, false gang charges, and botched criminal cases. Just some of the turmoil surrounding Allister Adel's tenure, and the people inside and outside her office, they took notice.
And I believe in leading by example, and that's going to be ethical excellence.
That's part of what Maricopa County Attorney Allister Adel told ABC 15 after she took office in 2019. She said her office wouldn't be a distraction, but just over 2 years later, Adel is resigning as controversy swirls. It's a decision she refused to make 2 weeks ago in a rare on-camera interview with PBS's Arizona Horizon.
I am not resigning, and I appreciate always a respectful disagreement of opinion.
A week after this interview, State Attorney General Mark Brnovich asked Adel's office to explain how 180 misdemeanor criminal cases were dropped because her office failed to file charges on time. And late last month, 5 top prosecutors at her office asked her to step down. They cited her struggles with alcohol and excessive absences, saying it disrupted her work even after she had been to rehab last year.
The treatment, the disorders, how have they affected your job and how you perform your job?
You know, it hasn't affected my job performance.
And Adel under multiple investigations with the State Bar of Arizona for failing to properly supervise her office when prosecutors falsely charged dozens of demonstrators in the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests. Demonstrators like Bruce Franks once faced those charges.
Because she's not fit for duty.
In her only on-camera interview with ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing about the bogus protest cases, she declined to answer most questions, then asked for our help to teach people how to protest.
I have to believe that there's a way to turn this into something where we can get people information about how to peacefully protest. And so perhaps there's a way we could work together in the future on that.
Now, just because Adel resigned doesn't mean that the State Bar investigation goes away. And here's a big headline. All new tonight, the ABC 15 investigators confirming with the State Bar met with Adel just last week. This only raises more questions about the timing of her resignation. We'll continue to dig for more information. Steve?
And speaking of Adel's resignation, it was formally accepted earlier by the County Board of Supervisors. Next, they'll appoint an interim Republican county attorney, and then voters will decide the next top prosecutor in November. Already filing to run, Democrat Julie Gunnigal, who narrowly lost to Adel in 2020, also filing Governor Ducey's general counsel, Annie Foster. With the timing of Adel's resignation, they are both up against the clock, needing at least 4,300 signatures in the next 14 days.
As Adel prepares to leave office, the victims of 180 criminal cases still find themselves looking for justice. Those cases botched and later dropped by MCAO. And all new at 10, our Ashley Paredes speaking with 2 of those victims. She's live right now outside the county attorney's office for us. Ashley?
Well, the 2 victims were part of the same case, all related to criminal damage. They say they received an apology over the phone by the county attorney's office after their case was dropped, but say that apology was not enough.
Next thing I know, just broken glass everywhere on the inside.
Edwin Gunwin making a report in November 2020 after his car was smashed in. The damage shown in these photos. A woman he was with, also a victim in the case, wishes we do not show her face.
We called the police immediately. They responded, they investigated, they patrolled my home. They helped me to feel safe. That safety is gone now.
The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office confirming deputies responded to that call of criminal damage in a Mesa neighborhood. But that case later dropped along with 179 others.
As a direct result, there's criminals on the street today that may have been incarcerated because of their actions.
Maricopa County prosecutors announcing the mishandling last week due to charges not being filed on time, all misdemeanors from 2020.
I've lived in fear for the last 2 years, but I also was under the assumption that my case was being handled.
ABC 15 reaching out to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, stating in a response, our prosecutor has had the opportunity to speak to the victims in this specific case. He reached out to the victims in early February and apologized on behalf of the office for not having the case reviewed.
Even the prosecutor last month that called and apologized told me that after reading the police report, this was a case that 100% should have been prosecuted.
The woman now hoping to find a lawyer willing to represent all the victims from the 180 cases, and she's encouraging others to speak out. Ashley Paredes, ABC 15, Arizona.
You can read Allister Adel's full resignation statement right now on abc15.com. And as always, we'll continue to bring you full coverage of this big story on air, online, and on your mobile app.